Hey guys, welcome back to PK Solutions. Myself Kritik, currently a first year MBBS student in ESIC Medical College and PGIMSR Bangalore. Now, coming to the next topic, ketolysis. What do you mean by ketolysis? Ketolysis, it's present in the name itself. Keto meaning ketone bodies, lysis meaning breakdown. So the process of breakdown of ketone bodies is called as ketolysis. The sites are first one being the tissue site. So there's one thing you need to remember here. The brain and skeletal muscle usually prefer glucose over ketone bodies, whereas heart and renal cortex will prefer ketone bodies over glucose. This is when the glucose is less and cannot be utilized by the body, and then the priority shifts to ketone bodies for the requirement of energy. Now, coming to the cellular side, it is mitochondria again, which is common for ketogenesis as well as ketolysis. Now, coming to the reaction proper. Now, it is just the reverse of ketogenesis. You need to remember that. This is the primary goal. The beta hydroxybutyrate, which is a ketone body, converts into acetoacetate with the help of beta hydroxybutyrate dehydrogenase. Since dehydrogenase is there, the process is an oxidoreductase. So, N1 NADH2 is produced. Now, acetoacetate is then converted into acetoacetyl CoA with the help of a enzyme called as theophorase, which is important enzyme, and the liver is the one which is lacking it. So, keto bodies cannot be utilized by the liver. Now, acetoacetate is converting into acetyl CoA. You need to observe something here. There is no coenzyme A, but there is presence of coenzyme A here. So there is a need to provide coenzyme A. So succinyl CoA will be converted into succinate, thereby giving CoA to acetoacetyl. So it forms acetoacetyl CoA. Next step being acetoacetyl CoA is converted into again 2-acetyl CoA in the presence of an enzyme called thiolase, and then these two acetoacetyl CoA will enter into the TCA cycle for energy production. Now, when are ketone bodies produced actually? They are produced when in conditions like starvation and uncontrolled diabetes. These are the two conditions wherein we'll see enormous amount of ketone bodies generated. Now, you'll ask me what are the normal levels of ketone body for you to say when the ketone bodies level will be raised in someone. So, the serum ketone body levels are 1 milligram per deciliter. The urine ketone bodies levels are less than 100 milligram per day. Mind it, per day. Okay, so starvation and uncontrolled diabetes causes a condition called as ketosis, which in turn constitute three clinical conditions. Namely, one is ketonemia, second one is ketonuria, third one is acetone breath. So, what is ketonemia? Ketonemia is said to be when the ketone body levels in the blood is greater than 1 milligram per deciliter, and ketonuria is a clinical condition occurring when there is excretion of more than 100 milligrams of ketone bodies per day. Next, acetone breath. Acetone is excreted out of the lungs, which is having a characteristic fruity smell. So, these are the conditions which are present in a condition called as ketosis. Now, there's something called as Kussmaul's breathing, which is a characteristic feature of a diabetic ketoacidosis patient. So there is a condition called as diabetic ketoacidosis wherein the ketone body production exceeds the utilization by the extrahepatic tissues, wherein there is an imbalance between production and utilization. This causes enormous amount of ketone body production, which increases the ketone body concentration by many folds, where it cannot be buffered by bicarbonate buffering system, which is the major buffering system, and hence there is increase of ketone body, which is causing a condition called as diabetic ketoacidosis, which is very much fatal. Okay, what is Kussmaul's breathing? Kussmaul's breathing is a rapid acidotic breathing due to compensatory acidosis.